Hello COE community. Today's Vested for Success video tutorial series is a real play exercise around how to put elephants in the room, which will ultimately help your clients build trust in their partnership. So let's dig in and see what we can learn about elephants in the room. Now, obviously, this elephant, if he's left there unchecked, if you don't help your clients usher these guys out of the room, it's going to get messy. Think about how messy this conference room is going to be. So your job as a COE and a coach is to create a safe space for clients to discuss the elephants and to work on getting rid of them. And that is a wonderful skill that you can have in your toolkit that is going to really help your clients. So how do you start this exercise? Well, I always like to start by explaining what an elephant in the room is. Many people haven't heard of this phrase. So a common explanation that I'll use is if you're sitting around and you've got that cartoon bubble in the back of your head, you know, there's something that you're thinking but you don't have the courage to say it out loud, well, that's an elephant. So technically you can actually look in Wikipedia as well as the Cambridge Dictionary. They both have elephants in the room as something they formally define. And I've done a blog on Don't Ignore the Elephants as well. So again, start by explaining what an elephant is in a room. Have the organizations, your clients, talk about the benefits of getting these elephants out of the room. So once you've set the stage, you're going to move into the actual exercise. Now, make sure that this exercise is anonymous. You want it to be anonymous so that people feel that they're in a safe place. So the exercise works like this. Each person takes about 3 to 5 minutes and write down their elephants. Now, they can do it on a sticky pad. They can do it on a blank piece of paper, a little scratch piece of paper. Sticky pads come in handy if you're doing it in real time. You've got wall space that you can use. So after they've put their elephants in the room, and by the way, they can have 1, they can have 10. There's no limit. They do not put their names on it. So have them go on break. And as they go on break, they will drop their sticky pads or their piece of paper in a bowl or at a centralized location in the front of the room. Now, you as a facilitator are going to dig out those sticky notes, open them up, and start to categorize them. A great way to categorize them is by rule or in different themes. So when people come back, as a facilitator, you're going to create that safe space, and the goal is to put that elephant in the room on behalf of your client. It was something that they weren't comfortable doing and saying. So now you've got the power of this anonymous approach. You're going to take those elephants, pull that sticky out, and you're actually going to put it in the room and facilitate a discussion. Now, in pre-deal scenarios, before people start to go down their vested journey, the majority of the elephants will actually be resolved through the vested process. Now, when you have a particularly poor relationship, that you're trying to improve over time, you should start every one of your meetings with a shared vision and statement of intent and talk about how you're making progress, or the group is making progress on getting rid of that elephant. And you'll find that by simply putting the elephant in the room, they are they get much smaller, and it's easier to usher them out. Now let's look at an example of how you can present these elephants. This is done in PowerPoint, but again, we've done it by rule. We've got some that are before the start, some are after the deal signed. You can easily see by calculating how many stickies there were with each elephant, the themes. So 21.4% were around governance. I always like to start with going over the ones where the categories are the largest, and go over all the governance ones first, and then go over the next ones. All right, so that is my tip for you guys as you move forward and help build trust within your client relationships. So if you have any questions, just reach out, kvitasic@utk.edu.